There are so many things that you're going to have to learn when you start this business that you probably haven't even thought of. And when I started, it was very difficult to find this information. So my goal is to make your life easier and make your experience smoother. And the way I'm going to do that today is by giving you information on how to send large files. As you may know, you can't just send large files through emails. You can't send them through social media because there are time limits and size limits on how big these files can be. So when you start acquiring clients that order customs that are longer and longer, those file sizes are going to get bigger. So how do you send those larger files? As far as I know, there are 5 options for sending large files. The first one, and the one that I have the least amount of information on, is WhatsApp. I get asked pretty frequently by clients if I have WhatsApp and if I can send their files that way. I have never used that app. I don't prefer to have extra apps on my phone. It's just a space issue for me. So I prefer not to download extra apps on my phone, so I've never used it. But apparently it is a decent option for those clients. The first method that I used for sending larger files was Google Drive. There are some pluses and minuses to Google Drive. First plus is that you can actually leave the files on that Google Drive. So if somebody else wants to buy that same clip, you can simply add their email to it, and that is a very easy way. You don't have to spend the time uploading it all the time. But there's a negative to Google Drive, which is you have to pay for more storage if you want a lot of clips on there. It's not very expensive, but I am not one to pay for things that I don't need to pay for. Now, before you start using Google Drive specifically, I want to make sure that you make an email account that is only for your business. Google Drive connects directly to your Gmail account. So if you've got a Gmail that has your legal name involved, or you're using a Gmail account that you've used for other things that aren't for your business, those clients can find that and find you through that email, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure that you make a very specific email address for this business. The next option for sending large files that is very similar to Google Drive is Dropbox. Now, this is my least favorite method of sending and receiving content because they're a little more scammy than Google Drive as far as the space they allow you to have. I have found that even one clip is too much to be on there, and you have to pay for the extra storage. I don't care for that at all, so I avoid it at all costs. I also find it the most difficult to download content because a lot of the times the way that you send it affects if you can download it or not. If you don't already pay for storage on your Dropbox and someone sends you a file, a lot of the times you're not even going to be able to download it because Dropbox requires you to add it to your own Dropbox before you download it. Now, I know there is a way that you can send it without doing that, but a lot of people don't because they kind of assume that you've already got Dropbox, so I don't care for that app. I've never liked it. I find that Google Drive is much easier if you want to go that route. And the cost to increase storage is less on Google Drive than it is on Dropbox. The next way to send large files is my personal favorite. I have used it the most. It is called WeTransfer.com. Now, they only allow you to send 2 gigabytes at a time. Usually this is 1 to 2 clips, depending on how large your files are. Of course, if you are using Handbrake, which is an app for your computer, to shrink your clips, you can send far more clips than just 2. I highly recommend using Handbrake to shrink your clips down because it will save you time and it will actually increase your profits because fans do prefer to have a smaller file size. Another great thing about WeTransfer is that it's completely free. You don't even have to have an account in order to send the 2 gigabyte files. The one disadvantage of WeTransfer, besides only being able to send 2 gigabytes at a time, is that the fans only have 7 days in order to download and save that content. So if they don't download in time, you have to resend the clip. Now, I charge $5 for this inconvenience because I have to take my time to find the clip again, use my internet in order to send the clip again. So it's not that big of a deal for me, but I hate having to do that for clients. So I always remind them, make sure you download and save this in the 7-day period. I've only run across this a handful of times, honestly, because clients are very excited to see the content that you've made for them as soon as possible. So it's really not even that big of a deal. The last large file transfer option I'm going to tell you about is another personal favorite of mine. It is called PCloud. And this one, you can send 5 gigabytes of files. That is awesome. I can't tell you how many times I have used this for my 20-minute and 30-minute clips, and it has saved me so much time. Because even when I use Handbrake to shrink those clips down, when I have to send 5 30-minute clips, I have to send either multiple WeTransfers or one PCloud transfer. And just like WeTransfer, this service is free. You don't have to have an account, and the clients have 7 days to download this content, or you have to resend it. So to wrap up, I'm going to leave WhatsApp out of this part because I really don't know how they operate. But with Google Drive and Dropbox, you can leave the clips on their site and send it to multiple people, which is nice if you've paid for the storage. Or you can use WeTransfer or PCloud in order to send large files without having to pay any fees or make any account. All of these are viable ways to send large files, and I use 3 out of the 5 personally on a regular basis. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and follow me for more tips on how to be successful in this business.